X is in complete shambles right now.
MAGA Twitter accounts are being exposed.
MAGA is collapsing, and it's faster than anyone expected.
It is genuinely very funny seeing all of these Twitter MAGA accounts being exposed for not being actually in America.
So you're telling me that all these large Trump supporter accounts on X were secretly from Israel?
Elon Musk, the world's most famous heir to a blood emerald fortune, accidentally revealed that the MAGA movement is a lot smaller than people think.
You see, X's new country of origin feature is currently shaking MAGA.
All of these right-wing accounts talking about white supremacy and how Jews are evil or how black people are evil and how, America will destroy, whatever, minorities and shit. You click on their account, Indian.
The one thing about Nigeria is they gonna be part of that scam. To think about how, there are Nigerian people spewing out racist shit for a check in Nigeria to radicalize white people, to get them to be racist to black Americans. It is just so funny. Oh my gosh.
And this Baron Trump account that's verified with a blue check mark is out of Eastern Europe. It's a bot account, a fake account. Or how about Maga Beacon out of South Asia, baby? And then you have this Nigerian who is Ultra MAGA Trump 2028, or the Serbian conscious philosopher. And I know that Ivanka Trump was Nigerian. How about Doge Designer, verified account out of India? And your boy Magascope over here, Nigerian. A Nigerian prince who's MAGA. The verified account, Mary Tills, Texas, says, "Greetings from Mother Russia." Apparently, there's a Moroccan named Maga Nadine, female bodybuilder. Oh, Lord. America Man is out of Indonesia. And who knew that they were so American first in Bangladesh?
This new X feature is driving many MAGA supporters crazy. But again, I think it was obvious. When you look at the ignorance that was in the tweets that were being pushed by those fake MAGA Twitter accounts, you wouldn't really imagine them to be from the real Americans. Now, let's hear from other people what they are saying about this new X feature, and then I will come back at the end and give you my own insights. Make sure you like the video and also share with us your own opinions about this new X feature. Let's get into the video.
MAGA is freaking out right now because Twitter, which prefers to identify as X, released this new feature in which you could actually see the country of origin of an account, and it's now being revealed that a lot of these MAGA accounts out there with hundreds of thousands of followers that have a big influence online are actually based in other countries. The way my jaw stayed in place. So I could literally go through 1,000 of these accounts, but I'll show you just a few. Like this account, America First Verified. Well, turns out this account is based in Bangladesh. How about America Man, based in Indonesia? What about Maga Nadine over here? Oh, it's probably some dude based in Morocco. Okay, Mary Tiles, Texas, you sure post a lot of pro-MAGA stuff online. Oh wait, you're from Russia? Interesting. Like I said, I could keep going and going. Nigeria. This is a major account that always gets Elon Musk's attention. This is based in India. This Ivanka Trump fan account based in Nigeria. This big MAGA account is based in Papua New Guinea. This one's from Serbia. Ultra MAGA Trump 2028, Nigeria. Dark MAGA Coin, Thailand. The MAGA Beacon, South Asia. MAGA Nation, Eastern Europe. Baron Trump News, Eastern Europe. I think this definitely confirms what a lot of us thought but couldn't definitively prove, but now this feature is live. If you're on Twitter, if you're on X, you could see this on anybody's accounts. So just think about the foreign influence operations that are happening right now on this app. Think about the lawmakers who feel pressured by accounts like this. Think about the disinformation that spreads as a result of all these accounts out there. So in addition to the foreign influence angle, I actually see a simpler explanation for a lot of these accounts, and that's the fact that X pays their content creators for their posts, specifically their verified content creators who engage with other verified content creators. And so in this case, you can imagine somebody living in India or Bangladesh wanting to figure out how they can make a few extra $100 a month, a few extra $1,000 a month, and realizing that if they spread this MAGA propaganda, they are getting checks from Twitter, which change their lives if they're living in a country where they would normally live on just dollars a day. And so all this together has just created this really dangerous online landscape. And so it's important that we call it out, and it's important that we realize that this is going on not just on Twitter, but on all social media apps.
Y'all said the people who were foreign influencers that were going to do bad things to the nation were coming through the borders. And this whole time, they've been on the border of your Twitter page. Tons of these very big MAGA influencer accounts on Twitter are being exposed by Twitter's feature of geotagging, where the account is like based in as foreign influence accounts. Some from Southeast Asia, Russia, Nigeria. No, I'm gonna give the Nigerians a break because I feel like they're like, you know what, girl? You keep saying that there's that persecution going on over here. We can go ahead and flood you with some bots. So I feel like Nigeria is justified. It's not getting better for y'all over there. And if you're a MAGA and you're seeing this, are you thinking about how many times you quoted foreign propaganda lines as your talking points?
You know that location feature on Twitter, right? It allows you to see where the account was made and where it's based. It's so crazy because there's so many MAGA accounts and so many accounts that get people riled up, you know, those troll ones that have been outed as coming from Nigeria, India, Russia, Serbia, Bangladesh, just all these people or all these bots essentially that are not here. We've been saying it for years. I almost forgot. Fox News, Germany. What? What's crazy is that now VPN sales are skyrocketing in India. And then on top of that, which is the most important news, is that Homeland Security was based out of Israel. And then Twitter takes down the location feature specifically for government accounts. Man, I don't know. I just feel like that's a little suspicious. You know what I mean?
So you're telling me that all these large Trump supporter accounts on X were secretly from Israel, Nigeria, Europe, and Russia? Of course they are. Of course they are. Because in real life, conservative ideas are not popular. And this is why they've had to fake their popularity for years. And the reason this is such effective propaganda for the Republican Party is because conservatives don't know shit about politics. All they know is they want to be on a winning team. And not a lot of people know this, but for years, they've been artificially getting conservatives on the New York Times bestseller list because CPAC and the RNC, they buy thousands of copies of conservatives' books, and then they just hand them out at events. And this is their way of getting Don Jr. to be a New York Times bestseller. And this is also why every day we see more and more AI accounts of hot women here on TikTok being like, hey, if you're not easily offended and you support our troops, follow me. And then you see all these lonely men in the comment section being like, yeah! But in real life, conservative ideas are not popular, and Trump has only gotten less popular since he took office. And as I told you guys before, I've been screen recording lots of Trump supporters that have completely turned on the guy in the last few months. So I'll be back with more satisfying MAGA crash outs so you can see how unpopular Trump and the Republican Party are in real life.
Many of the largest MAGA influencers are actually foreign agents. Watch. American Patriot? Chile. MAGA Nation? Probably Russia. Dark MAGA? Thailand. Trump is my president? Macedonia. Ultra MAGA? Nigeria. The MAGA Beacon? South Asia. Joey Monorino? Europe. Baron Trump News? Likely Russia. Eric Trump fan? Macedonia. Carolyn Levitt fan? Macedonia. Ivanka News? Nigeria. Stop being influenced by people who hate you.
Elon Musk, the world's most famous heir to a blood emerald fortune, accidentally revealed that the Maga movement is a lot smaller than people think. As you might recall, Elon Musk bought Twitter and turned it into a dumpster fire named X. He promptly fired every coder that worked there, with the exception of one labradoodle who wasn't even very good at Python to begin with. And ever since then, whenever they release a new product, it doesn't ever go the way he wants it to. Oh, it was no surprise that when he decided to add locations to every account on X, it blew up in his face. Because as many as 60%, let me say that again, 60% of all these big MAGA accounts that post all the time about how great Donald Trump is, well, they're not in America. They're in places like Nigeria, India, and oh, what's the other one? What is the other one? Russia. You know what that means? All the accounts that I've seen that have said, Russia, 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 it's a hoax, we're tweeting from Russia. If you're an actual MAGA listening to this right now and you get angry and post a reply, guess what? I'm just going to assume you're in Omsk. There are a couple of takeaways from this, and number one is what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. This movement is much smaller than we think. We have been lied to by foreign agents that want us to believe that many more people support Donald Trump than actually do. And secondly, why do they want to do that? Why is it in the best interest of other countries to make us believe that people love Donald Trump? Here's the hard truth, MAGA, because people in other countries know it's in our worst interest to feel like Donald Trump is a representative of America. So get mad if you want. No one believes you're from here.
The thing is, when you try calling them out about it, they get really defensive and they say stuff like, what, you think that the US doesn't impact global politics? Sorry, I care about geopolitics. Sorry that my country has been impacted by the United States. Here's the deal though. Spreading political misinformation about the United States, intentionally designed to drive political action in the United States, is making all of those situations worse. Tweeting misinformation about the way the US political structure works is making international geopolitics worse. And yes, tweeting Kamala Harris would have bombed Iran just as fast is tweeting misinformation about the way the US political system works, because that is an act of war that Trump unilaterally committed without congressional approval. And Kamala Harris would not have committed an act of war without congressional approval. Be so fucking for real right now. I think it's important to learn three things from this. Number one, most people tweeting like this or commenting like this on TikTok are not from the US, and they're either doing it maliciously or just ignorantly because it feels fun. Number two, if you are going to stay set on spreading misinformation that you know is misinformation and doubling and tripling down when you're called out and continuing to maintain positions like Kamala Harris would have committed an act of war without congressional approval, nobody is taking you seriously. So again, you're doing your cause more harm than good. And third and most importantly, if you actually care about global politics, if you actually care about the US's impact on international politics, that means that you care about everybody's impact on that and not just other people's. Because when you're out here tweeting Kamala Harris would have also bombed Iran and then justifying that by being like, well, the US historically, global south, etc., you are making the situation that you are claiming to use as your justification for this worse. Your actions are making it worse. They made it worse because now we have Trump and so do you. You can't be about accountability in politics only for other people or only for other countries. You're here too. Now deal with it. Twitter.
Elon Musk accidentally exposed MAGA over on Twitter, and they are in a fucking frenzy right now. Elon Musk added a feature on Twitter where you could see the exact location where an account is based in, and let's just say he accidentally exposed that almost the entirety of the MAGA movement online is not even based in the United States. When I tell you that so many accounts got exposed for being based in like Eastern Europe and Europe in general, some African countries, but none of the countries where all of these MAGA accounts are from the United States. And that's huge. It just continues to prove that Donald Trump only gets support by having other countries meddle in our politics here in the United States. I don't know how much more evidence we need that countries take such a big stake in trying to influence the politics here in the United States. But MAGA right now, because they always swear that they're not fucking Russia puppets, that they're not puppets for other countries that are trying to push propaganda here, they are now scrambling. And Elon Musk took the feature away. He took the feature away. So now if you go and try to look at the account location of accounts, you're not going to be able to find it, because the Department of Homeland Security got exposed for being based in Israel, and all of these MAGA accounts are being exposed for not even being here in the United States. This is fucking insane with how MAGA is reacting right now.
According to one study, the percentage of bots on Elon Musk's Twitter was above 40% during the United States elections. We are now learning from those on that hell site where a lot of these popular right-wing accounts are coming from. For example, I'm just going to read these off. Baron News _ is based in Macedonia. Kai Trump Official Commentary, Caroline Levitt News, Eric Trump Fan 1, huge accounts, all in Macedonia. There's a 1 million follower MAGA account called Ivanka News _ They're based in Nigeria. Godly Nations, another right-wing account, based in Africa. Make Europe Great Again, Scary Europe is the handle, based in South Asia. War Hamster, United Arab Emirates. Ian Miles Chong, who's just a total right-wing dipshit, he's based in the UAE, at least according to his Twitter, though it seems he might be based in Malaysia. Magascope, Nigeria. America First, Bangladesh. Ultra Trump 2028. William Albrecht, based in Nigeria. Patriot _USD1, Hong Kong. I mean, guys, IDF Babes, based in Nigeria. Patriot Dave 77. These are all massive accounts. South Africa. Red Pilled Nurse, who poses as an American. All of them do. Based in Europe. Then there's an account with 42,000 followers, Honeymoon 250, based in Nigeria. Magascope, another huge account, based in Nigeria. And I think Max Berger actually put this quite well. And here's what he wrote. If I'm understanding this correctly, X is owned by a white nationalist who pays poor people of color in developing countries to pretend to be working class white Americans to scare other white Americans into being afraid poor people of color from developing countries are going to ruin America. This is why my usage has gone way down. And it is also why so many of us were telling others that were arguing with random accounts that, dude, you're engaging with a bot. All of these accounts are bot farms. They could either be in Nigeria, they could be in the Middle East, they could be elsewhere but the United States. And what this has done, because they are massive accounts, is sown this degree of being thoroughly unstable politically in this country. The bots have won. Or those people who are running these accounts abroad and saying, I'm this hot white girl MAGA conservative, rate me 1 through 10, and getting paid off of Elon's money in whatever creator program they have quite literally ruined this country. People eat this stuff up because they think it serves their best interest, when really what we are seeing, and also how Elon learned about this and turned this feature off from us being able to see where these accounts are being run from, has just led to a seismic downfall. And for so many that have been red-pilled, I truly don't know how they come back.
I am not even gonna lie, when I first saw this, it really messed with my head, because for the longest time, I just thought that all of the loudest political accounts on Twitter, or X, were actual Americans behind their phones, typing from their living rooms or from their trucks or whatever. And now seeing that some of these accounts are actually from places like Nigeria, Russia, Bangladesh, India, it really makes you sit back and rethink everything. Who have been people listening to online all of this time? I am not even saying this in a disrespectful way to those countries where those accounts are based. That's not the point. The point is, these people were acting like they are from the USA, talking about American politics, American freedom, American problems. And many people just believed it. They believed that they were talking to the real Americans, and they trusted it. They followed them. And it just makes you realize how it is very easy to manipulate people on internet. All you need is the flag in your name, a strong opinion, and some confident tweets. And many people will rally behind you without even knowing who they are following. This is kind of scary if we are being honest. Because think about how many arguments have started online, how many friendships were broken, how many Americans got angry, stressed out, losing sleep over a comment that might have not even came from the real American. And what really got me is when they said some of these accounts might not even be real people, just bots, programs that were made just to push some propaganda. That part didn't even shock me as much as it should. Because if you spend much time online, you start to notice patterns. The same comment structure, the same phrases, the same weird energy. But many of these Americans still respond. They still get emotion. They still fight in the comment section as if they are fighting with the real person sitting behind the other side of the screen. It kind of makes you feel like we have all been played in some way. Not just Maga supporters, but everybody on internet. Because this doesn't even happen on one side. It happens everywhere. There are always some account behind the scenes trying to push some ideas because they benefit from the chaos. Because they earn engagement money. Money from people's frustration. The division money. And some of these folks don't even care about Trump. They might not even have the information about Trump. They don't care about Biden either. They don't care about America at all. They only care about clicks. They care about traffic. They care about selling something, whether that is a product, a course, or even a membership. And the more emotional people are, the easier it is to get that attention. And the part that really hit me hard is how many of the real Maga supporters believe that they were behind the real people. That they had this massive online army behind them. They felt supported, validated, encouraged. And now they are finding out some of these guys might be other people from other countries. Or even worse, the robot programmed to agree with them. That it has to feel like a betrayal in a way. But what this really shows is that social media is not real life. The internet is not the reality. It's just a version of reality that can easily be controlled, edited, boosted, faked, and exaggerated. That is it. The fact that somebody has got many followers doesn't mean that he has got strong opinions. You can literally buy followers on internet. You can buy engagements, you can buy comments, you can create a movement online even if it doesn't exist in the real life. And then there's this Elon Musk part which is very interesting because before it really looked like he and Trump were somehow in the same lane. Not best friends, but at least supportive. But now it looks different. The energy doesn't look the same anymore. So when this information starts becoming public, of course people are going to start connecting dots and asking questions. Did Elon Musk do this on purpose? Was this him just trying to be transparent? Was it accidental? Was it political? Who knows? Only him knows. But the fact is, the internet got a little more exposed and people got a glimpse behind curtains. And honestly, after all of this, I no longer consider those Maga comments serious anymore. I really don't. Because now, every time I see the crazy comment with extreme opinions, the first thing that comes in my mind is this even a real person? Or it is just a bot doing its job somewhere on the server? It really makes you more cautious, more aware, more thoughtful. It just reminds you that your mind is variable and you shouldn't just let any random comment shape your opinions. So yeah, this whole situation proves something that we should already know. The loudest voices online are not always the realest one, and sometimes the truth is way quieter than the algorithm want it to be. So that was it for today, guys. Let me know about this in the comment section, and if you have not yet subscribed, please smash on the subscribe button. That was it for today. Mr. TA signing off. Ciao.